It was a beautiful Christmas if you're a Grambling fan. We're going to talk about what Hue Jackson and the Grambling football team was able to do on Christmas Day right after the bumper. What's going on, everybody? My name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. with the Black Boss channel and Victory Formation. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell because I upload pretty much every single day. Now, Grambling, the G-Men of Grambling University. We know, Grambling State University, that is. We know that they made big noise when they hired ex-NFL head coach Hue Jackson, who was the offensive coordinator for Eddie George in the Tennessee State staff and helping rebuild that program. And Hue has decided to come and rebuild the Grambling State program, one of the most prestigious programs in all of HBCU history. But we all knew when Hue took the job, changes and big things were going to take place at Grambling, and he wasted no time hitting the recruiting trail, sending out offer after offer after offer, and it seemed like all those offers that he sent out paid off gigantically on Christmas Day, as Hue Jackson received not one, two, four commitments on Christmas. We're going to look at some of those commitments. I'm going to tell you all the names of the players. Let me show you this slide put on from Light on Sports. Light on Sports came up with these slides, these graphics. Let me share my screen really quick and then talk about some of all four of the players and just let you know what's taking place at Grambling. So one of the players is a 6'4" receiver. I think he'll play tight end player, and Brison Huey out of Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama. He committed on Christmas Day. Another commitment, 3-star, 6'5", 180-pound wide receiver Tyson Bordeaux out of Long Beach Poly, California. For those who don't know, Hue Jackson coached at USC. Hue Jackson's from Los Angeles. Hue Jackson has long ties, long and deeply rooted ties to the state of California. You know, he's the head coach of the Oakland Raiders during a moment. He's from LA. He has those LA connections, has those California connections. Could there be a pipeline from California down to Grambling in Louisiana? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. So those are those two guys, but there were a total of, and I forgot the young man right here, Mr. Meldon Capurs. Mr. Meldon Capurs is from Birmingham, Alabama, I want to say. Mr. Meldon is from Alabama. He is going to play on the defensive line out of Alabama. So that is... It was a big day. It was a big day, and I said there were four, so those are three. And the fourth was a transfer from TCU, a young man by the name of, let me make sure I'm telling you, Micah White. Mr. Micah White, let me share my screen and show you Mr. Micah. Mr. Micah White is a 6'5", 200-pound wide receiver. And in high school, he played some defensive back. See, 6'5" wide receiver athlete. Wow. So we got two 6'5" receivers, a 6'4" receiver that I think will play tight end, just the way looking at his tape, and then a defensive lineman from Alabama. We've got Alabama, Atlanta, and Cali all represented in this one Christmas Day haul. Like, this was a hell of a haul for Grambling. I want to see if I can show you guys some of their tape. And the guy that I'm most excited about from this haul headed to Grambling is Mr. Tyson Bordeaux. Tyson Bordeaux is the 6'5" receiver headed to Grambling, and he may be the most exciting player out of all these guys that Hue Jackson was able to bring in. And this is why you go out and you get a guy like Hue Jackson. You go out and get Hue Jackson because he's going to bring life. He's going to bring excitement to your program, and he is going to go out and get ball players. 6'5" wide receiver, multiple, and you have multiple. You landed three on one day, 3 6'4" or taller receivers in one day. That's huge. That is huge for any program, specifically a program at the HBCU level. Let me go ahead and share my screen. This is Tyson's tape. Now, Tyson is a guy, he's very skinny. He's only 180 pounds, but he is a ball player. He is a great hands catcher, and I like what Hue Jackson and Grambling is going to get out of this kid. He's not the best route runner, but he is a good ball player. He plays at a prestigious program in Long Beach Poly. You know, Long Beach Poly has produced some great players out of that LA area, including Juju Smith-Schuster, Deshaun Jackson, etc., etc. You know, these guys, from the LBC, they don't mess around, as Snoop Dogg would say. As we know, Snoop has deeply rooted connections to the LBC, and Long Beach Poly produces high-level quality football players that played at high-level programs, and this guy is going to be a baller. He lines up a lot in the slot for LBC or Long Beach Poly. LBP, I guess, would be the high school, but he is a guy that's going to go up there and get it. 6'5" wide receiver. If you guys don't know what 6'5" wide receivers do at any level, especially the college level for an HBCU, look what Shaq Griffin did to JSU, did to Jackson State in the championship game, in the Celebration Bowl. Look what Malachi White did for Jackson State all year long. Malachi White led the team in touchdown receptions, had either 12, 13, had over 12 touchdown receptions. Shaq Griffin dominated the Celebration Bowl, MVP of the Celebration Bowl, with 3 touchdown catches. And all of those are because these are big body, huge wide receivers. Mr. Travis Bordeaux was the same. Travis Bordeaux. Now, the only thing that concerns me for Travis Bordeaux is that he's coming all the way from California. California kids traveling down to Louisiana with nobody, by himself, just with the team, just with Coach Hue Jackson, with his position coach, with his family. Now, he could be the best time of his life. But a kid who's probably never really spent a significant amount of time outside of California traveling down to Grambling to spend his college career does concern me a bit. But the player, the talent, the energy, the enthusiasm that he's going to bring to that squad is going to be amazing. Hue Jackson is making moves. Coach Hue is not messing around on the recruiting trail. Tyson Bordeaux, Brison Huey, Malachi White, all of these guys are going to be impact players. All of these guys are going to make noise for Grambling. As long as and now don't get it twisted. Grambling is still going to go out there and recruit. They're still going to go out there and get players at different positions, get players hell at their position. But these 4 big-time commitments all in one day, Meldon Capurs, Brison Huey, Malachi White, and Tyson Bordeaux, that is a huge get for Hue Jackson. I mean, we're talking about 4 commits in one day. If you go back to the 23rd, Christmas was the 25th. If you go back on the 23rd, they picked up a commitment. So you're looking at 5 commitments. 5 commitments in the span of 3 days. 5 commitments in 3 days, including guys from California, Atlanta, Alabama. He's recruiting he's globally recruiting. He's not regionally recruiting, and that's big because the thing about a guy like Deion Sanders has been able to prove, and now Hue Jackson, is that when you are a program that kids believe in, that kids will trust, they'll travel from across the country. To be able to recruit nationally and not just regionally is huge. Tyson Bordeaux comes from Long Beach, from LA, down to Grambling in Louisiana. That is big. To be able to get kids out in California, to be able to get kids, in the state of Texas, obviously in the South is where a lot of good players are at. But if you're able to infiltrate Ohio, who has a ton of good football players, West Coast, California, Arizona, Nevada, out in Las Vegas, they play football out there too. They play some good football out there too. So Coach Hue, with those West Coast connections, grabbed a kid from California, grabbed 3 other kids all in one day, and he's slowly but surely winning the offseason there at Grambling. There's a ton of other offers he has out there. He just hasn't got those guys to pop. It is going to be great and amazing to watch Coach Hue Jackson recruit this offseason and see what type of players he is able to suit up on the field by August of next year for the Grambling State Tigers. Let me know your thoughts in the chat. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What have you been impressed by what Coach Hue Jackson has been able to do in a short, very, very short amount of time as the head coach of Grambling State? Once again, my name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. with the Black Boss Channel and Victory Formation. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Jeff Lightsy Jr. as Jeff Lightsy Jr. for all things HBCU sports and recruiting and football. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you next time. Peace.